So welcome back again. So we'll discuss the lasers in dermatology. So I'll be concluding with the third lecture. So especially in this lecture we'll be taking the clinical aspect of lasers in dermatology. So coming to specific laser, we'll start with the vascular specific lasers. So these target the intravascular and oxyhemoglobin to affect the destruction of various congenital and acquired vascular lesions. So the laser of choice in vascular lasers is pulse dye laser. So wavelength is 585 to 595 is the laser of choice for vascular lesions. Other than laser, IPL can also be used for vascular lesions. It's not a laser as such. So these are the indication of vascular laser. The first and foremost is the port wine stain. So this is the treatment of choice in case of port wine stain. Other indications are the leg veins, hemangioma, cherry angiomas and pyogenic granulomas, spider angiomas, triatropicans, keloids, hypertrophic scars, telangiectasia, both facial, nasal and legs as well. And it can also help in angiofibromas, lymphangiomas and Kaposi sarcoma. Now pigment specific lasers. So melanin specific high energy Q switched red and infrared lasers can successfully lighten or eradicate majority of the benign epidermal and dermal pigmented lesions and tattoos. So tattoo is one of the common indications as I've already discussed. So superficially located pigment, we use the shorter wavelength. So as the wavelength is short, it doesn't penetrate much deeper into the skin. The commonest laser that we use for superficial pigmentation is the Q switched Nd:YAG laser, that is the 532 nanometer wavelength. Now coming to the removal of deeper pigment needs a longer wavelength. So the examples of lasers of longer wavelength are Q switched Nd:YAG laser, Q switched alexandrite laser and the Q switched ruby laser. So indication are epidermal lesions. One is solar lentigos, aphylids, capillum aqueous and seborrheic keratosis. Now dermal or mixed lesions are melanocytic nevus, blue nevus, nevus of Ota and Ito. So this is a treatment of choice in cases of nevus of Ota and Ito. Infraorbital hyperpigmentation, drug induced hyperpigmentation, Becker's nevus, nevus spilus. So these are the common indications of dermal and mixed lesions where the pigment specific laser can be used. And then amateur, professional and traumatic tattoos can be treated with pigment specific lasers. So coming to tattoos, for optimal pigment removal, the choice of laser is based on the absorption spectra of the ink color present within the tattoo. So we see that common tattoos are either black or little greenish blue. So for black tattoos absorbs throughout the red and infrared spectrum. The common laser that we use are Q switched ruby laser, Q switched alexandrite laser and the Q switched Nd:YAG laser. So in our Indian type of skin we usually use Q switched Nd:YAG laser. Now blue and green ink are targeted in the 600 to 800 nanometer range and the common laser are Q switched ruby laser and the alexandrite laser. So out of these, alexandrite is used in our type of skin for reducing the complications. And the colored tattoos, that is the red, yellow and orange ink, are specifically destroyed by the green light, that is the Q switched Nd:YAG laser, that is the frequency doubled Nd:YAG laser with a wavelength of 532 nanometer. Now photoepilation, that is the laser hair removal. So lasers and IPL sources with wavelength in the red to infrared region, that is 600 to 1200 nanometer, are most often used for hair removal because they effectively target melanin within the hair shaft, hair epithelium and heavily pigmented matrix. The common laser for hair removal are the long pulse alexandrite laser, that is 755 nanometer. Pulse diode is the commonest that we are using in India with our skin type. The wavelength ranges from 800 to 810 nanometer. Long pulse Nd:YAG laser 1064 nanometer. And IPL, although not a laser, can be used for laser hair removal. Can be used for hair removal. Now coming to the ablative laser systems. So these are carbon dioxide laser and the erbium-YAG laser. So with high energy pulsed and scanned lasers, it is possible to safely and reliably ablate lasers of skin with high energy densities and ultra short pulse durations. So the common laser that we are using in day-to-day practice are erbium-YAG laser, and the carbon dioxide laser with a wavelength of 10,600 nanometer. So now coming to the indications of ablative laser, ablative facial resurfacing. So treatment of photo damaged facial skin and atrophic scarring. So it's used in facial rejuvenation. It is used in various types of facial scarring. The commonest one is the acne scarring. Then benign epidermal and dermal lesions. Examples are seborrheic keratosis, varicose epidermal nevus, nevus sebaceous, stringomas, melanocytic nevus, melia warts, and acne scars. Now, ablative laser system can also be used to remove or ablate the pre-malignant and the malignant lesions. The common examples are actinic cheilitis, superficial BCC, and squamous cell carcinoma in situ. Now, the non-ablative laser systems. So, these emit light within the infrared portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, that is 1000 to 1500 nanometer. The common examples are Nd:YAG laser 1064 and the diode laser 1450. These induce remodeling by creation of dermal wound within the disruption without the disruption of the epidermis. So, as such, the indications are rhytids and the scars, mild to moderate atrophic scars, can be treated with non-ablative laser systems. Now, coming to recent advances in the laser. So, nowadays we see that various types of lasers can be mixed for better outcome, better clinical outcome. So, to mix different wavelengths in the sequential or simultaneous emission to perform. So, one of the example is for permanent hair reduction on all types of skin, usually using a combination of 755 alexandrite laser and the 1064 nanometer Nd:YAG laser. So, this can be used simultaneously. Then recently we have got the triple wavelengths. So, these also include the diode part. So, the diode, alexandrite, and Nd:YAG can all be combined for the better outcome on permanent hair reduction. For vascular treatment with 755 and 1064 in sequential emission to reduce the 1064 nanometer fluence and related risk. And skin resurfacing combining gold standards of 1540 and 10,600 nanometer for acne scar and wrinkles. So, this is a combination of both the ablative and the non-ablative resurfacing systems. Now, coming to the laser photobiology, an excellent example is the excimer laser, that is 308 nanometer xenon chloride laser. So, usually the indication of a excimer laser is vitiligo, that is the most common and important indication. Other indications, it can be used in psoriasis, alopecia areata, pityriasis alba, and post-inflammatory hypopigmentation. Then last but not the least is the photodynamic therapy. So, PDT is based on the principle that certain compounds, for example ALA, aminolevulinic acid, can be activated by particular wavelength of the light to induce cytotoxic effect in tissue where they are located. So, this is mostly used in cases of actinic keratosis where ALA is applied and then irradiated with the laser. The lasers which can be used in cases of photodynamic therapy are pulse dye laser, Nd:YAG laser, and diode lasers. Now, coming to the conclusion. So, during the past decade, greater understanding of the complex laser tissue interaction coupled with extensive advances in the laser technology have refined cutaneous laser surgery to the point that it is now considered as a first line treatment for many congenital and acquired cutaneous conditions. Thank you.